Everyone, it's the Wise Barbarian here, and yeah, finally recording. Feels good. Feels good. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. Yeah, I keep my phone at max one. We can skip this. We watched it in the first. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm gonna pause recording because for some reason it's on my personal save file. And I don't want you to see my save files. Fun fact, I actually have 3 save files. I call that one solo, but it's just me playing it by myself and whatnot. Which you're wondering, okay, then why is the one I know it's playing just called Wise Barbarian? That's because the solo is like a personal use that I play on my own, and the Wise Barbarian is for you guys to watch me play. And while I'll admit, yeah, I have gotten farther in the solo than I have with my current channel one. What I will also mention is, I've also gotten farther in the solo one than I gotten, like, the first time I ever played past the paywall in this game. So, yeah, cut me some slack, okay? Yeah. I am genuinely much smarter than I will ever give myself credit for. You heard me right, I said ever give myself credit for.
So, you fancy me bottle of shiny fluid? I can't give everything away for free.
Yeah, I do love the voice acting in this game. You don't have to worry if it's in my opinion, like, what makes a game good should never really be judged based on other games and whatnot. Oh, and there's something I actually wanted to mention, but I'm gonna wait till after the first cutscene I'm about to activate. Which is something I gotta say I do actually like about this game. We don't just go into an area and it immediately start like a cutscene or whatever. Right. Like, we have a few minutes of listening to the protagonist's daughter cry before we just tap the screen in pretty much any location. Actually, kind of wonder if we could like tap like either the light out there or the screen. Or like the octopus door or whatever. And I'm not sure the light. We can't examine the light. Yeah, we literally just. Yeah, we see now we get to see the thing without. Ah, so they do have this like actually pre-locked.
Mom!
I feel like still crying because I started.
Help me!
Trust me, there is nothing I can do at this moment. One thing I actually have to mention about that solo save file that y'all just kind of got a glimpse of. Okay. I guess she's not actually, what's the word, tied up to the mast yet. Because in reality, this is more of a word than whatever the hell I was looking for. Hacksaw, because, yeah, add rust, and you can totally just use a metal saw to cut through whatever the hell type of metal that's meant to be. Because why the fang? Okay, this says there's something in that room. No idea what the hell it's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't remember. A lot of when I play this game, I kinda, when I get to certain parts, my brain's kinda on autopilot, and my brain's on autopilot. I mean, my body's on autopilot. Your favorite logic scene, yeah. Honestly, these are like, I said, it's literally trying to force me. I know I tapped that, but. Also, one thing I gotta mention, the one thing I have left, I see it, but I gotta call it out. Why does it look like that? You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing, what we're building, as you couldn't already tell by the other things that had me tapping, is a hammer. Okay, which was used to it, and we find a chisel somewhere else to get that starfish that we saw. Also, when you go to get that starfish, just after getting the hammer and chisel, I believe that's what actually activates a cutscene showing your quote-unquote data being tied to the mast. And then the what's his name showing up and then putting a board there. Yeah, because like we don't see that piece on the finished hammer. Not like appropriately. Like maybe it's that little spike thing did at the top or whatever. But really though, like what the hell was this movie?
Chemicals. Perhaps the skeleton pirate is holding the missing bottle.
There is no perhaps about it. Dude just straight up is. And this is the paper that shows that. Is yellow. The bottle he's holding is yellow. Therefore, he's holding the bottle we need. Fun fact about me. I have severe levels of ADHD, and based on prior experience, which is, you know, what I use for a lot of my assumptions and predictions and stuff like that, why I consider myself the wise barbarian, because I do a lot of things based on prior self-experiences. Because remember, there's a difference between knowledge and there's many differences in the way you gain knowledge. Intelligence is knowledge gained, is the accumulation of knowledge you have gained from others. Whether it be those telling a story, writing something down, or watching a movie or whatever. Wisdom is the knowledge you have gained from your own experiences. And that is why I tend to call myself the wise barbarian, and again, not the intellectual brute. Because while I admit I seem quote-unquote smart, in reality that's because I've learned a lot of stuff, because I've made quite a few mistakes in my life. And I tend to learn very well from my mistakes. And not just my mistakes, but also what I've done right. Especially stuff I've done in the kitchen. The stuff that I've made in the kitchen. Wow, let's just say, if it weren't for me telling myself that I wasn't going to like branch out into other styles of content until I at least got popular enough to make it more worth it, let's just say you all would be seeing some really good meals. But the thing is though, I want to wait till I'm like popular enough. That way I can get monetized from this channel. That way I can actually afford to pay for the ingredients myself. And even though, wow, yeah, someone could try to, oh, you mean you can record a show cooking food, you just have the tax write-off? Honestly, I don't care about that. I don't care about using the meals as tax write-off. What I really care about is being able to, you know, afford the meals myself, to pay for the ingredients I'm using myself, and therefore have no way for my parents to complain about me, you know, quote unquote wasting food, since literally the food I'd be using to make, or what it would be that I'd be making, would be literally bought by me, with money earned by me, for the purpose of being turned into what I would be turning it into, you know? Like chili mac and cheese, you know? Which is like a really good food item, by the way. 100% recommend it. You know, you guys have probably already read this, and I probably really don't need to read it. You know, I'm just gonna exit. I have that open because I was gonna like read it that way. That's very. I hate the way this phone is. You guys probably noticed on like when I used to record on my older phone, I actually had to like swipe down the notification bar to see the battery. The thing about this phone is, yeah, if you do that, you immediately lose the ability to see that. What you have to do is you have to swipe the notification thing. You have to search the icon bar where at the bottom, the top, and then that shows you your battery life. In the man, there's something in here. Yeah, with this is something. I forget what though. I don't think the hammer can do anything. Oh, you just tap. That is what skilled hand does. I think it's funny how like certain puzzles, when we get to a puzzle like properly, I'm practically speedrunning this shit. But no, I don't want the hammer, I want the corkscrew. Oh yeah, I forgot, yeah, actually need something else. Honestly, one thing I actually kind of hate are like, is like puzzle game protagonists and like games like these. Because they're always like, kind of the stupidest people. You know, the Grover recipe: water, rum, limes, and spices. Smithy's favorite drink. Add all and stir it 3 times. Honestly, one thing I'm wondering is, what would be the spices that they add to the grog? You know, because back in like the times of, you know, most traveling merchants and pirates or whatnot, spices wasn't just like something we have as categorized as we do today. You know, like there's a good chance they are literally just adding salt and pepper to this. You know what I mean? Huge chance. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if you added salt and pepper to some rum, water, and lime that it would taste even remotely consumable. Not even just drinkable, just consumable in any sort of way. I'm just saying, see, this is what we need the science kit for. This is what we need. We bought the shiny fluid, even though, so we can create the acid to burn the chains on this. Because this is what this thing says. Smithy, I felt that drunkard. Stop stealing my stuff. I changed my cupboard shut. You would have to be an alchemist to melt my iron rope. Who's laughing now? Yeah, I don't know. The weird thing is, I don't think we really get to see who the hell this guy is. You know, we know that guy's named Smithy, supposedly. And you know, the guy with the bottle of shiny fluid that we have to get the rum for. Actually, now that I think about it, if I recollect the line, he says like, "Do you want to see all the shiny fluid?" That's actually like the first half to like the line to like a line he's supposed to say in full. And I think the only reason why we only got the first half of that full line was because in reality, when I interacted with him, we didn't have access to the room. We kind of just came through to get where we are now, you know, which was essentially the kitchen. And the fact that I can't really sit down in my living room right now, because there's like pretty much a cat in every like seat. Yeah. I'm trying to hold my phone like a specific way because I finally taken actual proper notice of where. I don't know why I'm about to put the weapon in the show category, but okay. Fun fact about me: not once will I ever say that I'm a smart guy. Matter of fact, there will be several occasions where I will directly say the opposite. Remember, I'm not smart, I'm wise. I'm not a smart guy, I'm a wise guy. In practically every sense of the word, I'm a wise guy. You know, see, the thing about like puzzle games like this is for some reason for me they're always like either like the puzzles in them are either like way too easy or like way too hard. Or for me it's like, you know, to an extent. But at the same time though, like the ones that are like a lot harder for me are also like simultaneously are the ones where like once I figure out why, like what the actual answer is and why that answer is their answer, it immediately becomes a whole situation where I forgot the pipes there. It immediately becomes this whole situation where I go from like not knowing what, even if there is an actual viable solution, to essentially thinking, okay, am I actually like literally questioning whether or not the glasses I wear are even working, or like whether or not I need somehow a stronger prescription than HD. You know what I mean? Like, I am not kidding. The glasses I wear are literally prescribed to supposedly be like HD glasses. This should be immediately revealed. And now we no longer have question. I believe we can't get tweezers, but nah, we can't get them yet. So that guy's gonna just stuck there. But also, we're stuck in the ship.
So, you haven't been captured yet. I can tell it won't be long before Captain Remington takes care of you once and for all. You'll follow in the footsteps of your daughter. Just wait until we get to Skull Island to our fortress. I bet Remington's plans have something to do with that other woman, the Countess, who appeared among us centuries ago. Now scram your bad luck charm. Me wooden limb is itching, like there's something in it that I can't reach.
And that was supposed to be our indication to look at his one leg. Which I literally did before. Which, cause, yeah, it's literally one of the keys we need to escape. What do I have my inventory now? What have I done? Oh, I got a little balloon. Hell yeah. Starfish you need to get into the captain's quarters. You need the starfish to get into the captain's quarters so you can actually use the doubloons for what they are meant to be used for, which is, let's just say, I kind of don't want to say because of the fact of, like, the person who has left YouTube now. This thing that I want to say was kind of it was kind of their thing, you know. I feel like with them leaving YouTube, so...
You again? Why don't you leave old Smithy alone? Oh, you fancy his shiny fluid? Well, I accept bribes. I'm quite thirsty. Get me some grog, and I'll give you this rare bottle of chemicals.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but there's other words to say what this guy is supposed to... It's because I feel like instinctively I'm just gonna try to say it. Oh yeah, there's the shadow. That's always supposed to indicate you to the fact that, yeah, they doing shit up there. Oh, I guess not. Yeah, but you try to do this, and you try to use the hammer and whatnot, it doesn't work. Because in reality, what you really need is the chisel. Alright, I'm pretty sure we can just go in and, like, drop this guy off right here. Let's see. And the actual, like, change in quote-unquote quality of the image between when it goes from, like, just a regular static image and also just, I guess, like, whatever, like, file they used to, that's one thing I hate is the starfish puzzle. Because, like, it's one of, like, the few puzzles in the game that even if it isn't, like, randomized in ways, at least I don't think it is, it's still, like, the only puzzle that, like, never, like, reduces its difficulty compared to, like, when you first get it. Like, I'm pretty sure the puzzle, like, the first starfish you place in that top left will literally always have 2 greens with a yellow in between, having the colors on the other side be blue and red. And the same thing for that starfish on the right. 2 blues with a red in between them below, and then a green and yellow on the other side. It's just kind of literal. And I believe the starfish on the bottom is also going to be the same one that it always is. Meaning, to an extent, the answer is also, it should be the same as it ever was. Or the same as it always is. What's these, man? Chances are, if you don't know where to go, check the map. See, each of those like exclamation points, like it says at the top left, action available. But one thing to take note of, just because it says action available doesn't really mean, you know, that it's actually, like, properly an action state. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure this is one, like, the few times in the game where, like, I mean, I'm not 100% sure because I've never actually fell victim to it. But, like, you can maybe just completely miss out on it if you don't come out here before you go somewhere. Something like Simon Says. What am I supposed to do? Okay, guys, I do not have much time. I know I kind of paused while I was doing puzzle. Don't worry, I kept a little bit of an eye on what the solution is. I believe it was this one, then this one, then this one, right? Nope. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, was it this one, then this one? No, it didn't register my second tab. Okay. But that one is one of them. Obviously, though, it's not in the correct. What was it? This? Okay, there we go. Yeah, apparently I didn't keep a not fucking eye on it. Okay, I'll do it. I watched half of that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is the inverse of the previous one. Yeah. Ah. See, this time I was paying attention, so. If we're getting somewhere without using the skip button. Yes, I was right. I honestly will, like, literally refuse to press, like, the skip button for a video game in this game. It's just kind of like a personal. Just a heads up, just in case you all are like essentially assuming it's something I do. You don't need to worry. It's not like, you know, whenever I quote on. Oh, I guess it's not something I need to actually find this out. Fun fact about this game and whatnot. Every single one of these items and whatnot is eventually going to be something you need to find. To the point where I'll just randomly tap on something because I know something that I need to find before. Just to find out that it is not one of the things I need to find right now. Like for instance, this thing that I'm tapping on right here, like this ruler or whatever, eventually you'll have to tap this lobster to break it. And you have to basically collect the broken part. Heck, even these crackers you'll have to collect at some point. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, the crackers are one of the specific things that you will actually have to collect as part of one of these, hidden object sequences, where the crackers themselves are actually, in fact, the thing you are actually trying to, like, collect for said sequence. One thing I have to mention is, like, in fact, the thing that I just collected right in there is actually one of the things that I wanted. Is actually one of the things that I'm actually was about to just call out, and that's the fact that because of the fact of how, like, this game supposedly not only is an older game but also takes place in a ghost pirate ship. You know, a ship that was filled with ghost pirates. Oh, you guys probably heard yeah. I had to pick them up off of a high shelf because, as you probably heard of that, like, kind of loud noise in the background, they were knocking over picture frames, or they knocked over a picture frame on the shelf, and before they could knock over any others, I said to pick them up. They are small enough that, to be honest, I probably don't even need to use my thumb to, you know, give them enough support, but at the same time, though, the amount of trouble they have caused is much bigger than themselves, and even with that being said, I love them and adore them, and I would literally die for them, so, yeah. Can you tell I'm a cat person? No, I don't mean that in a furry way. I mean that in, like, dogs versus cat owner versus dog owner kind of way, okay. Fun fact, I used to be both a dog and cat person. But then one dog kind of ruined it for me. Ruined the experience of dogs for me. That being said, there are some dogs that I still can't look at without at least smiling. And surprisingly, one of them is huskies. I love me a sassy dog. Okay, because here's the thing, one thing I had to mention. Let's face it, no one really likes a small dog that just spends every single non-breathing moment. If it ain't using its mouth for something else, likely it's screaming at you. You know? Nobody really likes those small dogs that do that. Or at least they don't like it when they do that. But when I hear a husky going down, or whatever, and they're just like sassy tone, I love them. Okay, they got like so much to say, and they will say it, and 100%. 300%. Damn. I didn't realize that was an achievement. I have genuinely never got that achievement before. Of course, you guys actually got to see the first instance of me getting the achievement. Which is weird that it didn't show up as like a Google Play, like, oh, you got an achievement on Google Play account. Because, like, I'm pretty sure that is genuinely the first time I've ever seen that as an achievement. I don't even like looking through the achievements of most of the games I play. It's not like I actually achievement hunt anyway. That being said though, there is one game on my PS3 that I am trying to essentially get the platinum trophy for in more time. But one thing I'm actually hoping to do is I'm hoping to get like every achievement except for a very specific one. And no, I'm not saying like obviously the platinum, because let's face it, okay. It's gonna be impossible to get down, because as long as the game has an actual like platinum trophy, or at least some form of a trophy that is only obtainable by getting all other trophies, in reality there's gonna be literally no way for you to get to a point where you only have one trophy to collect, because the second you collect the quote-unquote second to last trophy, you immediately get that actual last trophy by getting that achievement. You know. But one thing I've been wanting to do is I've been wanting to try to get all the other achievements in the game, starting with like everything possible to do on an easy mode save file. You know, and to be honest, the only things I have left to do on my current easy mode save file, other than doing like a 10 meter, I believe, I can't remember if it's a 10 meter or 10 minute glide, you know, but yeah, the only thing I was do for like gliding for a certain distance for a certain amount of time, which is also going to take a certain amount of time, is in fact the challenges that are like a completely separate thing compared to the like rest of the game. So I need to do the regular Batman challenges, the Batman armored challenges, and I'm not really sure if I would need to do the Joker challenges or not, due to the fact that those are in reality more of an actual DLC thing, and the fact that, you know, the original Xbox version technically doesn't even have Joker challenges. So like, whether or not I really need to do the Joker challenges for like the achievement, like the challenge based trophies, I'm kind of hoping not, because I feel like the Joker challenges are in reality just way like too, I don't know, because here's the thing, one thing I definitely have to mention, okay, Joker is literally my favorite DC villain, because of the fact that, well, dude is the absolute goofiest man alive, okay? But one thing I have to mention, there are different versions of the Joker that I definitely rank higher than others. And there's definitely one version of the Joker, though, that I rank, like, really low. And just a heads up, this version of the Joker, I not only rank him lower than like official versions, but even like literal like fan things. Like that one guy on that meme that's been going around on the internet for like the dawn of time or whatever. It's like the new Joker, and it's just him like dressed kind of like in the style of the Heath Ledger Joker, just going but definitely not something like that. It's like and they just like hit the little like scene thing. I don't know what that thing's called. It's the thing you see in a lot of like movies and cartoons where the characters are trying to film a movie and they just hold this thing up in front of the camera like, hey, one, hey, two, and it has all that on the thing, and they just click it down and it's just start recording and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know what that thing is called, okay. I may have taken a graphic design and digital marketing class, meaning, while yes, part of that was learning how to record and edit videos, none of that was how to, you know, record and edit a movie. You know, we were learning how to shoot commercials, not feature-length films. We weren't learning how to shoot feature-length films. We were learning how to, you know, make commercials that interrupt those. Which, to be honest, I do not like that. I don't like those commercials, if I'm being honest. In my opinion, though, commercials, like, genuinely are a lot more harmful than they are good. I do know that a lot of, like, you know, whether if I ever do get monetized to an extent, I'm 100% like gonna gain my revenue because of my shit having commercials on it, you know. Because of my videos having commercials. You know, I've been staying way too long on this one fucking scene. Not actually making progress because I'm so focused on conversating. You know, and there's a good chance you guys probably are actually hearing. Damn, the grader was really right there. I still haven't actually came across the broken knife. Because the fun fact about me, you're gonna notice, is that it? Yeah, that was fucking it. That did not look like a goddamn broken knife. I don't care what anyone says. That was definitely broken, but not a knife. It was broken. So where do we head to walk? Apparently we don't have anything to supposedly uncork the bucket of water. Oh god, now likely because the moment how I said water there, I'm likely now going to have someone accusing me of being British. Even though I have never been even near the continent of Europe, let alone Britain, the country of Britain. I don't know why they call it Great Britain. You know, it's really not that great, to be honest. That being said, though, I do like the weather that it's known to have. Well, because it's known for being a nice weather. That being said, though, I do prefer the London one. I do the London's for nothing else. But that's because I'm introverted as fuck. Also, while I admit, I don't like to talk about my real self while doing this channel. Don't like to give any hints of what I am, my family, and stuff like that. I try to keep myself private. I'm honest with you guys, and usually with the fact that obviously I have a real name that isn't just the one I'm married, and I do have family members, and they tend to be the reason why my upload schedule is pretty shitty. And heck, even my ability to upload is kind of dependent on them, you know. Leave me the hell alone, and not, you know, having me be a family member and not a butler. Or that's what even Bruce Wayne treated his butler with more respect. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is a sad thing. Alfred got more respect as a butler than I'm getting as my parents' firstborn child. You know what I mean? The sad part is, in most religious texts, it's the firstborn, that it's the death of the firstborn son that genuinely is one of the things that God does to punish sinners and whatnot, you know. But if I'm being honest, like, the death of me and my family would both not be as much of a punishment as, like, some people would think in a specific way. At least emotional wise, I think they do better off than most people. But at the same time, though, yeah, and literally every other way other than emotional, yeah, that's a lot more of a punishment. But in the same ways that make it more of a punishment than just, you know, the emotional effect of losing your firstborn son due to angering God or whatever. Other than just the emotional it has, and every other, any others could also be caused by me moving out of the house. Which I feel is kind of why, even though I told my dad on multiple occasions that the only reason I don't have a proper job right now is because I literally can't get one, because every job in the area would either require a driver's license to actually do the job, or a driver's license to, you know, be able to drive to the job to make it there on time. Like, genuinely. And there's, like, literally no one in walking distance to our house that is hiring, you know, I wish that would hire me. Anyway, I should probably focus more on the gameplay because I'm like 34 minutes. I mean, I know I've been generally trying to make a little bit longer videos, but again, I don't want to, like, you know, I'll be making an hour-long video of a fucking puzzle game, or a fucking hidden object style puzzle game, or that, where most of the time is spent not even actually doing said puzzles, but instead, just kind of conversating about like the puzzles and whatnot. You know, because like, I feel like that's my problem. 100%, those are the biggest flaws of watching me. I understand that. One thing I noticed is, as a YouTuber who currently focuses more on the gaming side of YouTube, I've actually done, to an extent, a level of like, you know, research, I guess, about like essentially stuff like, well, I don't know how to explain it, but like, let's just say when making a channel on YouTube, there are certain like genres or whatever of content. There's lots of content that if you like, finishing an object scene with less than 5 incorrect. And I'm pretty sure that's also like a new thing for me. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm actually on my hotspot. I'm on a hotspot, you know. I'm on a hotspot. Sick, and also because of the fact that I'm pretty far away from the, there's the Goyle. Yeah, if I try to tap anywhere, it's just another screen.
Mom, you have to help me. The
I'm
pirate is heading for some forgotten Caribbean island. Beware!
Well, clearly he hasn't forgot. Well, clearly it's not forgotten if we're heading to it. Because obviously, if it's forgotten, then likely he has it on his map. If he has it on his map, then he has the name of it on said map as well. Which most certainly means that it is not forgotten. It's just the people who remember are not speaking up about it. If for anyone trying to, you know, argue with me for some unknown fucking reason about like, one other fun fact, there's this really common phrase that's been like said in my house like a lot here frequently, and honestly 100% I agree with this phrase to like a huge amount. I hate like when you're trying to figure out this puzzle, there's always a point where you'll either have like 2 of them will line up perfectly and 1 of them will be wrong, or 1 of them will line up perfectly and 2 of them will be wrong. And it's kind of like, it literally is just trial and error until somehow it's solved, you know. And like these are really all it is. Trial and error until, yay, somehow. Like, really. You see, like, notice the top one is blue and blue. And the red and red. And then the other is red and green. Okay. 2 of them match up. 1 doesn't. Now, if you notice on that starfish, blue is one of the opposite, you know, things. But on both the other starfish, the only other things that they can, you know, quote unquote replicate from a different angle is green. You know? One thing I'm always gonna wonder is whether or not you can really just use the blues and greens. I'm pretty sure it's not really that simple because yeah, there it is right there. See, there it's so kind of switches which one is blue and green. So you can't even just use that. It's kind of like cheating the system to any extent. And with mostly error. See, there's another problem, okay? You see, I feel like the one thing you gotta worry about when doing this kind of puzzle is that likely if one or like two or whatever match, then likely you have to be able to rotate. You don't need like the ability to close. Here's the thing: if the green matches in this top left one that I'm rotating right now, if one of the greens match on either side, or matches this one, then I can rotate like a red, yellow, or blue to immediately be on arrows. You know. Problem is that still requires one of these to also match with a green. You know, which also requires, and to an extent, whichever like green that it matches with also be well. I will. Cause here's the thing, this is actually, yeah, this is the actual solution here. Cause you notice how like they all had only like one available solution. But the thing is, with the way all the colors are, it kind of tricks you to an extent into believing that maybe, just maybe, there could be another solution. And that's the paradise with the Packers. Okay. I'm not gonna talk to him yet. I only have like 2 doubloons, but he's the guy who you give the doubloons. Also, there's this. I've gotten far enough into the story that I have solved this on my solo profile. And just a heads up, to be able to solve that, you gotta get really far into the story and whatnot. You know, maybe since I am, you know, like, flying way back and whatnot. Like finally doing a proper recording that isn't the goddamn update video. I need a knob. Damn. I don't really recognize what I tapped on. Say that. Oh, this drawer. Okay. Fun fact: you can actually just tap and swipe, and it'll like yes, yeah, just grab the knob I needed. So there we go. In my opinion, is the best way to drink water. Okay, see how everything I have in the yellow? Watch this. Or don't. Boom. Whole 3 things in all. That's the there. That's cross and there's a huge difference between every and every object. Yeah, that was the reagent, so I'm guessing it's down the bottle. Yep. One. Everyone's hand on fire or sea potion. Yeah, because this is like you don't just need for some reason you totally pull the plug out. Yeah, you just replace it with the tap. In my opinion, tap water is the literally and actually before I finish this, I gotta explain something real quick. I am part of a very few amount of people, very small amount, who seem to genuinely understand that an opinion, everyone has the ability to have a completely different opinion. Just because someone's opinion is their opinion doesn't mean that, well, you know, just because someone has a different opinion doesn't mean that they're wrong, you know, and it doesn't, and just because your opinion, you believe in your opinion, doesn't necessarily mean your opinion is right. Okay, opinion, and there's a huge difference between an opinion and a fact. You know what I mean? An opinion is more or less based on what you believe, you know. And here's another thing I gotta mention. Okay, just because an opinion can be based on facts and logic doesn't mean that an opinion has to be, or even is, a fact or even logical. Okay? I will be the first to admit a lot of my opinions are quite illogical. Okay. So, yeah. But, and I just figured I'd let you guys know that. Okay, there's something I gotta mention. You guys are gonna notice a gap in where I'm at now and where I just previously was. That is because apparently, and just a heads up, there are 2 points in time where I kind of paused the recording, and well, essentially when pausing the recording, it's just, did the first time it did the usual pause. The second time apparently, I guess it was like a glitch or whatever, and it actually created a second recording and whatnot. Always a second instance of the recording. Okay. Well, no, so it's the same recording, but you know, about second half of the recording. Okay. And the sad part is, I feel like likely the reason why it did what it did was because I checked my achievements in the menu and whatnot. So, yeah. So you're gonna notice our inventory is drastically different. We got a whole nother doubloon. We still got the knob, the jug, but now we also have a jar of worms. We also have a whole nother map and so many less exclamation points. And yeah, we can't even interact with the bird anymore. So yeah, we don't know we got the crackers. Obviously, we got the other map. We got the island. We've been to the island. We got this cannon loaded. Yeah, we still need the new step 4, which we need this. We need a knife. We need a knife. And currently we don't really know how to get one. Well, I mean, I do, but like, it's, I believe it's literally either within that second one or the one that goes up to. But first, I'm gonna focus on the one that's on the boat. I also showed in that recording how you can like technically like use essentially the X. I hit that gem, but it keeps going for the blade to open it to level. I hate when like you try to drag something. See, now it's just me use the phone gem to grab it. Which is weird, because it wasn't even one of the things that quote unquote hidden because of I think a lot of like the things in I've seen less than me. Yeah, but there is like a huge gap. I'm probably going to delete that. But for some reason, when it created the recording as well, the secondary recording, it was like glitched. It didn't even like say that it was a different file and thing. It literally did the thing that a lot of games or whatever, like, or not even games, like different apps will do. Heck, practically if you went on Windows right now, let's be honest, like Windows would literally do the same. We don't have rum. We already got the spices, but we don't have the rum or the limes yet. I don't know how I got in this situation. I've never really been in this situation before. I've literally never had the water and the spices without I've never gotten the spices without already the rum and the lime. Everything going over here. Yeah, I'm gonna get very specific right now. You need to talk to these guys.
What are you doing here? Have you come to free us? Oh, you're just looking for your daughter. Remington rushed through here on his way to the fortress. If you see him, give him my decomposing regards. If not for Remington and his damned bride, we would be buried like proper dead, not hanging here for eternity.
I do like that due to the fact he is literally just a skeleton, not even a zombie. Oh, and you also notice you saw it go up, though, it just turned 519. Yeah, there was a pretty big.
So, it's you, the one who made Remington hightail it to his hideout. Good job, but you won't find him without getting inside the fortress, and it's a pretty solid one. Last time when the Arnese fleet attacked us, only the cannonballs were able to crush the walls. The massacre that happened afterward is Remington's fault. If he'd stayed true to the pirate way, we wouldn't have ended up like this. I have to warn you, though. He's still dangerous. Take this knife. It may come in handy.
Yay, we got a knife. Not a very... Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, yes, it's not really expected to be intricate, you know, but not a very big knife, you know. I think it would have been a little bit with blade. I think it would have more like substance to it, substance. No. Fun fact, did you know the word sus has actually nothing to do with being suspicious like everyone seems to think it does, thanks to people, you know, playing the main game Among Us. Yeah, now we just need the light, right? I don't think we can actually just like tap it and fire. Problem is though, I have like genuinely no idea on how to actually do it. It certainly says that there's something up here, but if I remember correctly, it's because if I actually exit the thing, in reality, what's going to happen? It's just going to tell me, oh, it's not. Okay, it's going to tell me just go in here. Oh, you know, by the way, the tree is where you get the lines and whatnot. And by the tree is when you go down here, the local eye hole, that purple light. Also, there's a plant right there. You can't go near until you get like a light. Which is, you see those, that ship graveyard down there? There's also a lighthouse down near the area. The lighthouse will shine light into the eye hole. And then you can go in there to acquire that plant for whatever reason that is. I'm only gonna record for 7 minutes. Okay, yeah. To be honest, I recorded over 30 minutes of gameplay just for the fucking file to get separated from the rest of the recording and then literally become unwatchable in any way. I am not kidding. I am not expecting the 7 minutes and however many seconds have gone by and I'm preparing now to even successfully make it for any reason, if I'm being honest. To be honest, if this doesn't work, I'm probably just gonna record myself going, technical difficulties, bye-bye, and that's literally going to be, like, the end of the video. But there is something I was wanting to mention during the recording, and it's actually the reason why I stopped recording when I did, and didn't continue, and it's why I only got over 30 minutes of gameplay down the drain instead of over 40 minutes. Which is funny, because over 40 minutes is basically the amount that actually didn't go down the drain. Surprisingly. So yeah, like an hour and 20 some hours of recording, and yeah, the sad part is almost half of that. Like, if you take 5 minutes from the bigger half and add it to the lesser half, it practically is like 50-50, half difference, you know. It's glad the bigger half is what didn't go down the drain. The problem is, the half that did go down the drain was still more than half an hour. Not only that, but it's also where I mentioned a lot more stuff. You know, it was a lot more talkative, you know. I was being a better YouTuber. I already forgot which one's I said in which video. So I'm just gonna recap stuff that I said throughout the entire video. And well, not I said in the first half, not. Well, just a reminder. If you didn't, then you guys now you know. At one point, I forget if it was before or after the cutting this shit off, I was talking about YouTubers finding out that when they find out they have ADHD, and how most YouTubers fell into one of two categories, and how I am one of the only people I know who make YouTube videos who has ADHD, who isn't in either of those categories. You know, one of those categories is basically college party, yeah, where drugs are supposedly there, and turns out the drugs that they have are really just ADHD medication. And the YouTuber in question who finds out they have ADHD finds out because they partake in a little bit of the drug to find out that, yeah, in reality, this probably should have been something they were, taking long before the party ever was, started, if you know what I mean. Let's just say, while everyone else is powering up, they are for once finally not at turbo mode, While everyone else is hitting nitro, they're finally, on cruise control, finally cruising. And then the other type of people who finally find out they have ADHD tend to be mostly people in the animation community, yeah. People like Jaden Animations and the Ice Cream Sandwich comics or whatever, this Ice Cream Sandwich and Ice Cream Sandwich Shorts. There's only a few people with multiple channels, with one of them being a main and the other one being exclusively shorts content. But if I'm being honest, I kind of really don't like YouTube Shorts, and it has nothing to do with a functionality or anything like that. It's because you can definitely tell with the way it's set up that it was mainly just made to compete with TikTok and whatnot. Cause let's face it, a lot of the choices major corporations tend to specifically be made to try to either keep or gain new audience members. But more often than not, to keep what they already have, and to make sure they also have it all, So likely there's a lot of people shifting to TikTok because it's more short form content and brainless kind of style of engagement with really minimal engagement at all. YouTube were probably losing a lot of viewers, and a lot of channels were too. So they introduced shorts to, bring people back. One thing I think is weird though is the fact that a lot of people, when they took away the dislike button, and I hate that they took away the dislike button because the dislike button, YouTubers still know when you dislike their content. If you dislike one of my videos, I still know that. But the thing is though, the only difference between the number being visible or not is if the number's not visible, then the only people who know the video was disliked were one, the person who uploaded it, and two, the person who disliked it or pressed the button. But if you show the number, then you can generally see that people did in fact dislike it. Again, the only thing that removing the number that represents the dislike button does is potentially actually put a lot of people in danger, because I know it's been memed upon in several points time over the internet about someone using a emergency health video, that's in reality been dislike bombed to death, but because of them not being able to see the dislikes, they attempt to do it and then their friend dies or whatever because okay, we're gonna make a meme about YouTube where somebody dies because of YouTube. Yeah, that's totally a smart thing. But let's be honest though, that is a pretty realistic thing to happen because if your friend is dying and you're stupid enough to not immediately call 911 and instead try to save them yourself based on a YouTube tutorial, you're also maybe just as easily likely to fall for a tutorial that is very not helpful and has been disliked to death because of how many people have died because of how bad of a tutorial is. And practically anyone who tries to follow that tutorial on even a person who doesn't need it is almost guaranteed to have the person that has the actual one die. You know what I mean? Seriously, because of the fact they can't see it, the fact that this killed everyone they know, Yeah, it's their friend is doomed. You know, like there. But yeah, all the removing the ability to see this like does is really harm the viewer. You know, because the person who dislikes the video still knows they disliked it. The channel who posted the video still knows it was disliked by someone. And the only thing that changes is now other people don't know that other people disliked it. You know? I mean, don't get me wrong. Since people don't see the dislikes, they also don't see people immediately disliking it. I mean, there's less likely to be people disliking it just because other people are. Because let's face it, a lot of today's society does have this really big emphasis on mob mentality. You know, me personally though, I will never choose any side in an argument until I've seen evidence for both sides. You know, if you know what I mean? Like, unless both sides can prove evidence for why there are things, and whether or not that evidence is clear, whether or not it's been indoctrinated or whatever, I will not do it. I won't choose that. No. Clearly undoctrinated evidence, okay? And I can tell when audio has been shifted and whatnot. Okay, I can tell when you like edit someone out of context to say something stupid, because it will never sound right. And even if you use an AI to synthesize their voice to make the synthesized voice say something, trust me, if I'm being honest, you are probably much better off just taking clips of them saying like syllables and whatnot, not even the words, just the goddamn syllables, to try to fool me with that. Not saying you'll be highly more likely to fool me, just saying if you're gonna, you know, waste your energy to do something, it's much better to waste less energy than to waste more energy. No, that, but AI is a lot more expensive than than video editing programs in most cases. It's not less expensive to edit a video than it is to like build an AI to do something. So yeah, but actually I'm not gonna go to the menu. I'm just gonna do this on the menu. Yeah. But either way, though, as I was saying about the ADHD. Okay, guys, I'm back. As you noticed, as the last word shown on my screen, as the recording end, yeah, that was not by choice. The phone literally died. Yeah, but as I was saying about AI, it's just what it is. And hopefully this time I can finish my cohesive thought and have it heard. ADHD, yeah. But fun fact, when I was prescribed with ADHD, it was actually before, like, I was prescribed ADHD. Like, most YouTubers found out, again, ADHD or party, or like, they were an animation YouTuber who was just having such struggles to animate, and eventually they got some tested, and they found out, wow, they has brain issue or whatever. Yeah, and they had ADHD, you know, if I'm being honest, a lot of them could probably be more like ADD. Which, by the way, they may use slightly similar medications, but they're not that similar as someone who has ADHD and has a sibling that's only 2 years and a not even like enough like days to be considered months, but while they may have been born in the month after, they really were born also like not even close to like they were born like definitely more than a week, but not even really close to a full second week. So like you can't really properly say days because it is like more days than 1 week, but you can't say weeks because it's only really 1 full week at the same time. But you also just can't say a week because it really wasn't just 7 days. You know, which is like, yeah, the English language really sucks. And the sad part is, you can't even say like the one thing that like I refuse to say, and I'm really gonna refuse saying this scenario because of the fact that it is the name of a game that is to an extent very popular, and at least it was popular enough at a time that because of a lawsuit that it was having with another game, which surprisingly was the last lawsuit I think I ever heard about involving a video game series that wasn't Nintendo related. But at the same time, I feel like those two handled their lawsuit situation more honorably than Nintendo. They both, like, you know, settled dispute, and none of them pursued anything else, you know. But both these games having their like major popularity because of a lawsuit that was happening between them and whatnot, which, by the way, ended in neither side really having anything truly negative anyway, but also like, we're just getting afterwards and whatnot. I still don't remember which one was actually going after the other, but to be honest, the only thing I really care about is because of their popularity with them having the lawsuit, and them both being essentially shooter games within the same genre to an extent. Their popularity ended up causing, to an extent, the downfall of what was, at the time, my favorite mobile shooter game to exist. And something I gotta clarify, at that point in time, Call of Duty Mobile did not exist. Okay, so just needed to clarify that. Because Call of Duty Mobile is actually my current favorite mobile shooter game to play. Even if it does, if we remember correctly, have the actual game mode that was added to what used to be my favorite, you know, because of the fact that, well, the other two shooter games prided themselves on practically being a shooter game that was just kind of exclusively of this game mode. But here recently, the one game that's named, I'm refusing to say, has, well, it's kind of become more than just a shooter game involving this game mode. It's actually become more of like a game engine to a certain extent. With even companies like Lego partnering up to use said engine and whatnot. And even though I'll admit, there are like technically, like, while I do hate both of the two games involved because it's gonna have a high probability of a lawsuit that kind of ruined my favorite over the time my favorite shooter game really started its downfall to an extremely downhill decline. One thing I gotta say, I do kind of hate, like, I do hate one of them, like, less than the other. But part of the reason why I hate it less is because there's actually two reasons involved that affect my hatred of both of the games. But one of them affects my hatred of the one I'm refusing to mention more. And then the other one, the thing that affects my hatred of it actually makes me hate it less. So in reality, to an extent, I kinda hate one of them like double, like more than I originally did after a certain point of my initial hatred. And the other one, my hatred kind of declined a bit from the initial point, it's learning more about the game. That being said though, I do still need to actually play that other game to give it a chance. You know, I actually kind of forget what the actual thing that made me hate that one specific game more. So the one that's been used as like an engine to extent. I forgot exactly what it was. I know it was something really remember. But I do remember what the thing that I kind of hate less was. The thing that I specifically haven't given the chance yet, at the one that I hate this for, is the fact that I do like its kind of graphic style better, the more realistic kind of graphics than just like mostly cartoony colors. I'm being honest, if I'm playing a shooter game, I kind of either go full cartoon or semi-cartoon, but or either go full cartoon or no cartoon, you know what I mean? Don't kind of just cartoon the whole area and then like no cartoon the weapons and then like semi-cartoon the characters. But then again, let's be honest, most of the characters are literally cartoon characters anyway, so it's really semi-un-cartoon the characters in reality. Not even semi-cartoon though. Terminator 7. We'll see if we can stretch to see more 10 more minutes with the previous recording. That actually succeeded. Yeah. But let's try to backtrack back to the point. But when talking about the ADHD medication, when I was actually first prescribed, or you know, what's the word, diagnosed with ADHD, it was actually at a point in time before my first ever memory, like my earliest memory I can remember. By the point where I had already had my earliest, my currently the earliest point in time I can remember, I had already been diagnosed with ADHD. I don't know for how many years though, but I do know. Yeah, it might as well have been popped out the pussy, starting chaos. You know what I mean? Like, and the reason why I say that isn't because of like any like development of the issue and stuff. It's because my literally my earliest memory is me blowing out the candles, or only the one candle, on my birthday cake as I turned 4 years old. That is literally my earliest memory. And supposedly I was already diagnosed with ADHD by that point. Yeah, doctors took one look at me and said that bitch need to be medicated severely. Yeah, and let's just say, while I definitely needed something, yeah, apparently in reality it was just to get good, if you know what I mean. Because most of my ability to deal with my ADHD in more recent years has actually not even been because of me taking any of the medication. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I haven't had any of the actual medication in the house for years. Actually, I might stop some of the medication. I don't know. But I haven't been taking it because I currently don't have Medicaid or Medicare or anything. I don't have any health insurance of any kind. Because the second I turn 20, the second parents gonna lost the family insurance. So now none of us have the ability to see a doctor for any reason other than, you know, if one of us breaks a leg, and obviously we're gonna do it in the hospital for that, but heck, we are gonna have to fully pay for that out of pocket if we do it. So yeah, I'm really hoping I don't lose. That's me all for the Wise Barbarian. Bye.